hi. So I just got home from my job and I'm actually gearing up or preparing for my next job. For those of you who know me, you know that I do kind of work multiple jobs at one time. So right now I've got three jobs going on. So yeah, it's a lot. Before I go on to my next job, I wanted to give a more detailed medical update because I had been meaning to, and a lot of people have been asking me how I've been doing. And I realize when they ask me how I've been doing, they really want to ask me how I've been doing with my lupus. So I do a medical update every now and then because people ask. People want to be updated on how I've been doing and if there's anything wrong and things like that. So I should be more consistent with giving those updates. But anyway, earlier I was just telling myself and kicking myself because I realized that I had actually taken half of my dosage. I saw my doctor last Monday, actually. I saw my nephrologist last Monday for my annual checkup, or actually, I see her every 2 months. And she lowered the dosage of my steroids or my prednisone. Um, and I wasn't supposed to start taking half of it, so she lowered it from 10 to 5. I wasn't supposed to take it until this weekend. I usually do that so that I would have at least a day or two for my body to adjust without me having to worry about the side effects or any other effects during work. So I was in class earlier and it was the last block. It was my last class. I was trying to stay awake and I realized, oh, I only took half of my dosage this morning instead of the whole because I just bought a new set of medicines. And so instead of getting the 10 mg, it was down to 5 and I didn't realize until this afternoon that it was just 5. So I am super tired. I've been craving coffee. I just ordered coffee because I can't get through the next 2.5 hours unless there is caffeine in my system. And that tends to happen. And that's how I know that something is off or that my medication is wrong because I can feel it in my body. I feel extra tired. And it's the kind of tired where you can go home, flop on your bed, and then just pass out. It's the kind of tired I am feeling right now. But I have to fight it because I have a job. So, yeah. Usually I do give myself like a day or two to adjust. And yes, usually when I do change up my medications, there is some sort of withdrawal or some sort of problem that I encounter in that time period because my body's not used to it. So I should have given myself time to adjust, and I did not do that. I should have done that. Anyway, more details on my doctor's appointment. I see my doctors every 2 months, and unfortunately, I haven't been able to see my rheumatologist because I don't know where he is. I've been messaging him through Viber or through text message in the past few months during the pandemic, but I understand that it's hard for him to, always get back to me. He's retired, by the way, so that's one of the reasons why it's difficult for me to communicate with him. So I hope that he is somewhere safe and not going out and yeah, I haven't been able to contact him, and he's the one who usually adjusts my medicines. So in the hierarchy of Russia's doctors, it's usually rheumatologist, Dr. Navi, followed by my nephrologist because she's the one who handles my kidneys, and that is a vital organ, or that is a vital issue thing that we usually deal with. And then depending on what is happening with my body, it could be pulmonologist or bones or whatever else. But usually those are the two doctors that I see, and they're the ones who, for the most part, have authority in changing my meds. How do they change my meds? Well, they have to look at the labs. So every month or two, I would have my lab tests done. I have the routine labs. It's become routine now, imagine. Um, the routine lab tests are CBC, or the complete blood count, urinalysis, and for me, creatinine test. So the CBC and urinalysis are pretty straightforward. They give you a pretty comprehensive picture of how your blood and urine are going. For me, what we look at in particular is the protein in that is being excreted, because I have proteinuria. That means there has always been trace amounts or some amounts of protein that is released into my urine because my kidneys are not functioning as they should. The filters on them are not functioning as they should, so they are not um, actually filtering correctly. So that is one of the biggest things that we look into every single month. It is affected by my diet and my lifestyle, and of course, kidney function. So there are some things that I can do about it and some things that I cannot. If my kidneys decide they are not going to be functioning properly, it's going to come out in the tests no matter what I do. So, so far in these routine labs, they seem to be normal. Creatinine test is to check for kidney function, and everything seems to be okay. So I've been on the same dosage of medication for the past 6 months, and that's not typical. It's been like that because of the pandemic, because I haven't been able to see my lupus doctor or my rheumatologist. My nephrologist doesn't usually change my medication. It's just in the case that my rheumatologist is not around, then she has the authority to change my medication, because they work together and they have the exact same medical history, because I give the same test results to both of them. But it's been a while for me to be on the same dose of steroids, and it's time. The labs are all okay, so it's time for me to lessen my dosage, and that can be a little bit scary because my body has become accustomed to a certain amount of steroids, and so now I'm feeling the effects, definitely. But that's actually a good thing. Going down on my dosages is the good thing, because the overall goal is for me to get off medication completely, and that my body doesn't actually need to be that dependent on all of the meds, and I can go into remission. So hopefully, if things turn out well enough, that could happen maybe at the end of this year or next year. We will see. But overall, things have been going good, and when I say good, I mean that my labs are checking out. So that's great. In terms of everything else, I think I'm gonna have to make another video for that. But yeah, I guess that's my medical update. Everything's in the right track. So we'll see you guys next time.